Hi there, folks. Simon here. This is a very special tournament game. This is from the beginner tournament of 2023 Q2, and this is Tymon or Timon, I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, versus Adelta. Now, these two players are in the semifinals of this tournament, and it's extra special because I am actually not able to commentate on this one. I am recording this audio much later, and I was unable to speak due to an illness. However, we got a replacement commentator for us, and that is Eranor, who actually played in this beginner tournament. So we're seeing a different view on these games from someone with a little less experience in terms of playing TAC and also in terms of commentating. So it's his very first time doing any sort of commentary, and so I think that makes it a lot of fun, and he did a great job. So without any further ado, let's jump right into game one of this semifinals game between Tymon and Adelta. And again, this is played on a 6x6 board, 15 minutes on the clock with a 10-second increment, meaning 10 seconds gets added to their time after every turn. And we are playing with no Comey, so if you don't know what Comey is, doesn't matter, we're not using it. So again, let's jump right into this game one.
And I'm live. Welcome. Oh, that's a quick start. Are they playing Blitz? It's almost as if they are. They are both used to playing Blitz, of course, by getting their spot in the semifinals by playing Blitz. I'm going for a mirrored opening. Not something I see a lot of lately, which I think is interesting. Both of these players are obviously doing very well to get to the semifinals. And taking some time to think here. Taking quite a while, actually. Let's see what Tymon's coming up with. Just a continuation of the momentum he's already having. I think that's a solid move. And there we see the first capstone coming in. Almost instantly. Oh, right. Thanks, Simon, for telling me to introduce myself. I'm Eranor. I'm Simon's replacement today because he's not feeling very well. I hope you recover quickly and in, how do you say this? In good health, obviously. I participated in this tournament as well, lost against the Delta, who's now creating a crossroads attempt to see if Tymon fancies a bit of a scrap in the center. A cap b3 would be brutal indeed, Simon. I think you're absolutely right. A cap at b3 would be a very nasty defense mechanism. The question is, does Tymon agree? Or does he even see it? He doesn't opt for it, but continues the threat. I think that's a quick capture. I feel like adelta had that plan for a while. This is a tuck threat. I believe the first of the game. And the cap coming on at the end of the road. Let's see what adelta has in response. A nice defensive flag. Surprised they went for this indeed, Simon. I think flat at e5 would also be a good move. I agree with you there. I think it would create another attack threat, which is always a solid way to defend, I think. But I believe adelta went for this to create some extra defense. In this way, the threat is up again. I wasn't expecting them to do this, but I think it's a good move. If tymon decides to take with the cap here on f3, then adelta has another threat going. Tymon does. Let's see what adelta does, but I expect a flat on d4, or perhaps on f4 to create some threat with it. Oh, got a capture. Oh, right, of course. See, this is why I'm never making finals in beginner tournaments. I'm blind to capstones. Luckily for adelta, she was not. Well, the center of the board is wide open right now. Let's see what tymon does with that. f4 is good for both players. That's true. It adds into the strategy that says if placing somewhere is good for your opponent, it's usually good for you as well. As Simon says, white can change direction here by going north on f4 and also stop black's threat with it at the same time. I think it's a very good move for white. But I do believe that tymon's debating placing on d4 as well. Black has momentum in the vertical direction. Yes, that is true. a5, c2, yeah. That would be, yeah, c1. c2 is the threat that can be taken. Tymon goes for f4, as you predicted. I think that's a solid move. Let's see if adelta realizes she has momentum or decides to stop this threat from going on. Taken a while for adelta, who has been playing quick up till now. probably taken a good time to debate which move is best here. If I were adelta, I'd probably go for f5 if I didn't realize the momentum is there, to try and build the threat through the middle on the horizontal line as well. Not sure if that's a good move though. A different version of this might also be building on the vertical line as well, but in a bit slower way. A bit less secure for sure, yes. I believe tymon might be able to take over momentum now. That a5 spot is a spot that white can block quickly, yes. Yes, I agree. And without any form of komi, a wall isn't as expensive for white as it would be. I think that a5 spot is a good move for white right now. It costs black a lot of momentum to come back from that. And that momentum can then be used, of course. I'm not a big fan of that capture, to be honest. But it doesn't cost white a lot of threat. So in that sense, it might be worth it. I do think that black can come back into contention now with taking that a5 spot for themselves. Both players clearly taking some more time to think about their moves, which is obviously a smart plan. But it also indicates that we're growing in complexity right now. And there it is, the a5. I think that's the best move that black could have made here. Capturing the stack with the capstone. Yes, it is an easy move, but it's a big stack of white pieces in between then. And I think that's why adelta decided against it. Seeing as that stack is also a very mobile asset, of course. White can throw to the stack, you say? Let's see. If white would throw to the stack, the vertical can be stopped. But it takes another turn. And if adelta decides to go for b3 and b1, which I don't think is the best way to go for it now, but I think that if white doesn't throw, it places a wall. Well, that also works, of course. Try and come up with that response to this. Goes for the threat. The cap should capture the stack. That stops the wall, stops a lot. Yeah. Oh, they're playing quicker again. That makes it tough for me to realize what's going on. Let's see. This means the threat is just moving. Now time and thinking it's time for their own threat again. I'm not sure if that is the right move there. This is attack threat again. And because of the way it's set up, that wall has to move sideways. Otherwise, it's a repeat. Time in about halfway down his clock. Doesn't look too bad for black. I agree. It looks like a very defensible threat. Placing at B1 renews the threat. C2 as well. And even A1 would be a threat. Throwing that capstone stack all the way down. Opting for C2. I think I liked A1 the most as well, Simon. It's the most isolated of the bunch, and therefore the hardest to attack the threat, I think. Dropping down the wall is a good defensive option, I think. And now the stack is taken. Black wants to smash, yes, I think so too. But if black smashes now, yeah, that's what I thought. White can renew a threat there and take over momentum. It's easily stopped for now. Yep, that was indeed enough slowing. Black can smash for anyway. Oh, adelta doesn't realize it. Still places a threat, so Placing a standing stone in the way here would be a good answer, of course, but the smashing of the capstone will still be enough to seal the deal. And there it is. I think black has to smash that standing stone. Otherwise, it can be a tough finisher. Very excited to see if Adelta finds this Tenue threat. Or option, perhaps. Very good point, Simon. It is tough to leave a lot of opposing flats in the wake of your destruction. But, hey, it is taken. And there, she had plenty of time to figure this out. That is true. That's the game, yep. I think Tymon realizes it as well. Very well played by Adelta. Turn the defensive position into a very opposing threat quite early on in the game, to be honest. Very well played. I'm very curious to see what they can do in the second game. Simon pointing out that both players are a hair's breadth from being too good to qualify for the tournament. So it's a very exciting game two in store for us.
And that is all for today. Thanks to Eranor for doing the commentary on this one. Really appreciate that since I wasn't able to do that live. And thanks everybody for watching again. Check out the description below for all things TAC, especially the TAC Discord server, which is where you can find all sorts of TAC resources like strategy guides and people to play with, whether that be right here on playtac.com or asynchronously in the Discord server itself. Lots and lots of great people to play with and great resources out there. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, have a great day and happy tacking.